Strategizing for when? Development of a 9-step protocol for going through all channel videos. I'm Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. My god is Hades, Greek original peoples of Greece god. It's working on the phrasing. And, a consequence of working on my phrasing and trying to figure out my name and my situation and stuff, it's a little bit of a... It'd be nice if I could go through and have like a kind of go through everything, but it's like, but if I go through everything, I don't want to go through everything because I now have over 6,900 videos on this YouTube channel. I don't want to go through everything and then find out I should have done like 5 other things. So then I end up going through it 6 times and then I miss something else. Yeah. So I was like, maybe step back and come up with that. And so here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, reflect on my conceptualization of videos that have come into existence on this YouTube channel and strategize for when to develop a 9-step protocol for going through all channel videos. Yes, this video is part of the implementation / execution of the strategy. I know to slow down before doing it. Okay, I've gone through all of 100% of the videos on this channel before. Back when did I do it at 3,000 videos or something? I've done it before at the, I think in the multiples of thousands level. But it's been very much like, it'll be like a week or that kind of thing. And so this time, instead of like, as features change on the channel, as I figure out, it may turn out I was adopted, and this is the name I've been going by and stuff, is like an the name from the people who adopted me, but I do actually, legally, paperwork wise, it was actually Tanis Gillespie, and then I got married in Tanis Presley, and I haven't ever seen my real name at any point in my life, well, okay, except for if I was adopted away and I was like, people adopted me and I was like 3 months old, then maybe my father showed it. My mother died in childbirth, my papa Craig Gillespie. So like there's some stuff where I'm like, okay, so then it'd be good to have the correct name, or like, especially if it's like my name hasn't ever been Tanis, but I've lived my entire life that way, or all but 3 months of my life that way. It's being like, I'm not going to change the content because it preserves what I lived at the time, but like in the video description, can I add a sentence? This one was filmed, my name was, I found out later I was adopted, put something like that. And I was like, well, that's one thing. Do I want to standardize comments protocol? Is it that like, oh, everything blank has comments turned on or off, that kind of thing? I've talked about like, if I were to have a bunch of subscribers, like I might do, or we're blowing up, could it happen overnight, or does it happen 5 million subscribers a day? Either way, standardizing, like if I had a bunch of subscribers, top 3 videos on this channel in a day, especially if I keep it like current or of recent like frequency in posting, to allow comments and on like a topical place where people can have like freedom and creativity, and the video itself is designed for that, or at least designed with that in mind. All right, so then like, do I need to do anything to prime the channel for that in terms of comments? So thinking about that kind of policy, are there things I need to uncheck, defaults that have been added, that I'd like to change or something like that, for my video? So come up with a 9-step protocol, and even if there's 20 things I want to look at, fit it into 9 steps. Okay, for each and every video, and that includes, so like maybe it's 8 things I want to check, and then 1 or maybe it's 4 things on channel and 16 things in my off-channel documentation. So approaching each video and being like, making it consistent in documentation, both on the platform itself, YouTube, but then off-channel as well. So the step 1 there is slow down if I think I'm about to do that and I want it to be this really comprehensive thing. So this is in reference to a particular going through. Since I've already done this is about like that going through all my videos, where it's comprehensive and meant to be like in the spirit of, if I only do this once, this is the spirit of it, and there's a protocol in case I have to go back through everything again. I've done it before, and do I want to repeat this structure or something like that? So it's really a curation thing, and I'd be competing with myself, as myself going through my own stuff. I've done this before. So it's curation inspired by my cardiology, self-experimentation, throw nothing out out through final publishing. So the spirit of what I create is I've talked about removable content. I don't actually, it was good to discuss as a concept. However, I have not done that. Right, so I do mean for them to be final products, my videos, meaning I don't intend to remove them at a later point in time. So there's, in that sense, throw nothing out through final publishing, right? Yes, I do not design my content to be thrown out. I need stability. Throwing out anything I currently have might result in my not being able to publish my cardiology results. Yeah, so something thinking about my physical spaces, I have a bunch of research and stuff I do for my cardiology self-experimentation, so study of the heart and the blood system, and there's, you know, certain things have factored in and certain things give me confidence, so some things might be explicitly part of the design or tracking or something like that. So like if people I live with were to come through and like throw some of my stuff out, I might not be able to publish because they threw out some of the raw data. Right. I might not be able to publish because that thing was the thing I actually needed for confidence, and it actually does program into the heart. So I haven't final published my results like as in a peer-reviewed journal yet. And sometimes it's a reminder of like, for my own experience, samples are required to be held on to after even publishing. But there's a little bit of like, there's also the scaffolding of the stuff that needs to be held on through before, through publishing, and then it can get rid of it, and then some of it stays, right? So like that is also me just saying, you're like, you know, I don't know that my research is going to survive my current residence. It's very unstable. I do my best in my own stability. My room, you know, hasn't really changed in the over 6.00 years I've been living here. I need that stability, and I provide it for myself. And the only place I've gotten that stability from like the homeowners, or like not the only, let's say the best, was the landowners, or property owners from when I lived in Albany, California. Which is it's interesting reading about politics because perhaps, you know, there may have been Iranians, like the country Iran, and I was like, if I ever, my cardiology, you know, stuff ever takes off, my physiology stuff, maybe I'll give money to the Iranians because they've been supportive. They're at foundational level. All right, that wasn't here. Other people who raised me, that was right in California. Okay. As a soloist, independent of my workplace, you know, like I'm my workplace in that sense. For my physiology stuff, still am. And so when would I go through? So going through everything, so to speak, would be such as I find out I was adopted and had a birth name and have a name of Tanis Gillespie. So this is like, and there's corresponding documentation and identification and stuff. I'm like, so I need to change it, right, essentially. And another one of that nature is such as I find out with corresponding in-person name change, corresponding in personal name change documentation / identification level. I am Tanis Presley through my husband, Elvis Presley. With or without the man in the flesh, if there's documentation, identification, get my channel consistent with what it is. That's right. But pause, not pause, slow down and develop the protocol, right? Especially if I haven't done so already. Okay. And then for those who might be like, but I need it to be Tanis Leonardi, or I need it to go back to Tanis Leonardi, no means no, especially for those if my name is not actually ever been Tanis Leonardi. I learned to exclude people in life, and that's the kind of thing that gets you excluded. Put it that way. I might not snap at you, but you might not have that opportunity to say that in the first place. I might make it so that you don't have that opportunity in the first place. I'm pretty good at my boycotts and exclusion. 10 counted years, I'm still the only person on this channel to have conversation. Okay, I'm pretty good at it. All right, bonus. I could update my channel / about description. It might be a bonus, you know, part of the protocol is. And with all those changes, do I want to update with the about / channel description? In addition to video descriptions, there's a description about the channel. So that's strategizing for when development of a 9-step protocol for going through all channel videos.